Welcome to Practical Privacy. Today we're going to look at the challenge of operationalizing AI governance in a high-growth fintech environment. And I have Taylor Galusha, lead Privacy and AI Counsel with Chime. How are you, Taylor?
Good. How are you doing?
Thanks for coming today. So can you maybe talk us a little bit more through the particular challenge you were facing?
Sure. And first of all, thank you for having me. I really appreciate that you create a space where we can deliver some short and practical solutions. So the
Pleasure.
challenge is a lack of time to complete AI vendor assessments. It's not unique to me. It's actually quite common. There's this like compounding expectation to deliver on AI governance, and it's on top of our already very busy privacy workloads. So I'm going to focus on how to streamline and scale AI vendor assessments today. But first, what is an AI vendor assessment and why do we even need them? So, an AI vendor assessment, similar to a privacy assessment, is your company's set of expectations for a vendor who's providing you AI services. Your company sends out a questionnaire, the vendor responds, and then you review the answers and you either approve, deny, or mitigate risk as appropriate. Tracking third party AI risk is extremely critical to any mature AI governance program. But these reviews take time and they largely feel like busy work. I get that. And your business team wants that vendor, and your review stands between them getting it. So the faster you conduct the review, the better the outcome for the business. But the more robust the view, the lower the risk. The great thing is, I think that you can have both.
The dream.
Exactly.
So I've no doubt you tried things initially that did not produce this result. So what was the first strategy you tried, let's say?
Yeah, so strategies that do not work, plain and simple, manual reviews. They just don't work. They rely on our brain's very limited capacity, and the reviewers must intuitively remember every single AI governance principle, and then they must apply that to the vendor assessment perfectly. As you know, there can be hundreds of nuances and logic trees involved in reviewing an assessment, and it's too much for brains to keep track of. So I'm also no genius, and I do not ignorantly assume that I can remember an entire AI risk management framework, numerous laws and regulations, and my company's own risk management framework, and then apply that to every single question.
So how do we overcome this then?
So short and simple, my solution, robust playbooks powered by AI. So while I cannot keep track of all the variables that should go into every single review, I can slow down, I can write them down, and I can document them ahead of time. So if you can do that, and if you can create it, you can create a really good vendor playbook. And if you can create a playbook with clear guidelines, you can hand it to AI because AI thrives when it is given clear examples and guidance for what is good and what is bad. So, what did I actually do in practice? So, I hyper
Sure.
analyzed every single question that we ask in our vendor assessment. Like, I really dug in. I clearly articulated what does the sufficient vendor answer look like and what does an insufficient vendor answer look like. I provided detailed guidance, I provided examples, I even put embedded logic trees in there, like if question 5 is yes, question 10 must be no. And then I created a master prompt and I handed it off to AI. So I personally use Google's Gemini, but this could also be done with ChatGPT, Harvey, or Claude. But the point is, the prompt was robust. It described how I would upload a CSV of the vendor's responses, and that its objective was to read that CSV, apply the guidance that I'd given it for every question, and then provide me with a robust assessment first draft review. So every single question was marked as either sufficient or insufficient by the AI with reasoning for its determination. And I also asked for action items, such as whether a DPA was going to be needed or whether there are risk mitigation notes that I need to surface to my cross functional teammates. And then, most importantly, I made the ultimate determination at the end of the draft assessment to either approve, deny, or implement some risk mitigation measures.
Wow. Okay. So I'm guessing I know the answer here, but if you were to go back and start again, what would you do differently?
Yeah, quite simply, I would jump straight to the work to craft a robust playbook from the start. AI governance is new for many of us, and so I think we're really quick to implement these like off-the-shelf AI assessment questionnaires. But we as humans are just not capable of reading these vendor replies and then magically catching all the risks. I think it's a little bit overly optimistic to think we could do that. So I would frame it this way. If you think that every single question you ask in an assessment costs your business time, you should probably make sure that every question is essential to what you actually need to be asking and that you know exactly what the response should be. So if you build the system first, you're going to be approving faster, you're going to be escalating things immediately, and you're most likely going to have a more robust set of documentation by the time you finish.
Okay. Now, I have a feeling you might have a few people reaching out looking for help with the prompts.
Maybe. I'm glad to help.
So, one piece of advice that you could offer your peers.
Yeah, this one's pretty simple. I think that to govern AI, you must use AI. I know this can sound a little bit contradictory, but I swear it's not. There are so many privacy and AI governance professionals, including many top voices, who seemingly do not really know how to use AI, but they're very quick to discredit it. But you can tell when someone doesn't understand a tool that they're trying to govern. Like, of course, they're going to say that AI can't do a vendor assessment because all they did was upload the assessment and say, please conduct a review. So you see, excellent AI output requires excellent AI prompting and context. And if you're willing to put in the work up front on those two things, you're going to be operating on both the cutting edge of AI productivity as well as AI governance at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's the key. It's all about knowing how to, as you say, put in the prompt to get the right response.
Right, exactly.
Amazing. Well, listen, thank you so much, Taylor. I really appreciate your insights today. And as I say, I have no doubt there'll be people reaching out for more help after this.
Yeah, always happy to.
So that's it for today. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe and share. See you next time.